So let's get more on this particular issue and speak with Samuel Amoah. He is Deputy Head of Industrial and Public Relations at the Ghana Private Road Transport Union, GPRTU. He's joining us via Zoom. Hello, welcome to ChannelOne Newsroom, Samuel. Yeah, Samuel, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
Great. First of all, confirm for us the meeting that took place today and who were the stakeholders in that meeting and what the purpose of that meeting was.
All right, so thank you for having me on your show. Let me say good evening to you and whoever is watching us. Yes, we had a meeting today at the Transport Ministries. All the stakeholders, I'm talking about the transport industry, were there. We had the GRTCC, we have the concerned drivers, the GPRTU being the mother of all transport unions, we're all there. The reason of being there was this issue about passengers being stranded in town, not getting vehicles to their destinations. And then finally, we had a common agreement, although the government promised, I think last Friday, when we had the meeting with the vice president, we had a promise from them that they are going to make sure that they will bring in more buses for us to help our businesses. But the fact that those buses have not arrived doesn't mean we have to, sit and look at what is happening now. So basically, we have agreed to try and get more buses to some of the identified areas that we have seen that during the rush hours, you see passengers rushing there. Talking about the Accra-Medina stretch, Accra-Achimota, Amasaman stretch, and then the Accra-Kaswa stretch. Actually, we have other stations that normally, passengers don't struggle there too much. Those places, you see some of the big vehicles will be parked waiting for, passengers to come. We also have some Tata buses that do run shift, at their stations. So this time around, we have agreed that during the peak hours, those standby vehicles will push them to areas that, had this high demand vehicles, then so that it will ease those problems that we are facing right now. And then also, we also spoke about vehicles that charge unapproved fares. For that one also, we agreed that we will quickly form a task force team, and how to identify our vehicles, because it's not all the vehicles in town do belong to unions, although there is a law that binds them, but yet they work freely without joining any of the unions. And for that matter, we also agreed that all our vehicles, we will brand them, we'll give them some stickers so that they can easily be identified. Then our task force team will work hand in hand with the police and the MMDC's Assembly Task Force, will be on the streets, making sure that our vehicles, our branded vehicles, will never, charge unapproved fares. And those that don't belong to any of the unions, when we get them, we hand them over to the police. So these are some of the things we discuss. And proud to that, hopefully tomorrow, because the current problem is with the Greater Accra, the Greater Accra region of GPRTU, the leadership is meeting all the welfares tomorrow. Then we'll sit and plan, how to implement all these things. So hopefully we believe that we'll achieve our purpose.
So what will be the nature of this branding you talk about? Does it mean you're all going to have particular color, one single color for your vehicles, or there's going to be an embossed number on it like the taxis used to have in the past, or they'll write GPRTU of TUC on it? What kind of branding would it be?
Okay, so when we meet tomorrow, but we'll check to see how it will go for it to be visible enough for everybody to see. But let me use, even some of our GPRTUs even have those stickers. Let me use my own station at Ashaiman as an example. When you come to Ashaiman, we apply Ashaiman Tema route. We have those stickers on pasted, at the side of our vehicles. and then some of us, our contact numbers are on it. So when a passenger sees it, he can easily see that, oh, this vehicle is coming from Ashama traffic light. So, we will do something that will be visible for every passenger to see. Not that maybe the vehicles will be having one color, or as we are talking about, but by the end of tomorrow, that is why we are calling all the welfares to come. Then we put our heads together. We find out how we do it for the whole thing to be successful.
In your earlier submission, you said something about standby buses being brought to places where they are needed most. That presupposes that the accusation against you that you've been hoarding your buses in an attempt to create an artificial shortage is true, because if you have buses to bring in while people were struggling all this while, then it means you deliberately hid those buses and prevented them from being on the roads.
Let me explain this to you for the benefit of your viewers. You see, it's not that maybe we have those vehicles being parked, without doing anything. But you see, the GPRTU, we have branches, okay? We have branches and we have vehicles, at all our various stations. And every vehicle has its route that he applies. For instance, maybe Ashaiman, we have vehicles that maybe ply Ashaiman Tema, Ashaiman Lebanon Zenu, Ashaiman Nungwa, and all those places. So what we are doing is, if those vehicles that plies Ashama Tema, and during the peak hours, we have some standby vehicles that are still waiting for passengers to come, immediately we deploy them to those areas that we think they need more vehicles. That is how we are going to do it. It's not like maybe we have deliberately, hoard those vehicles that they are not doing it. No, that is not the point. But they all have works to do. But every vehicle has their own routes that they operate. You don't have the right to operate somebody's route. I hope you are getting my point.
I get you. And I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful. Thank you so much for speaking to us.
Sure.
That's Samuel Amoah. He is with the Ghana Private Road Transport Union as a Deputy Relations Manager, Industrial and Public Relations Manager. This is ChannelOne Newsroom.